Hi, this is Velvet Monarch. I'm just going to give you a quick tutorial on how I got to this type of texture to kind of render sand. And let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to go ahead and start with the base tone. And then I'm going to create two layers. First layer is going to be an add layer. Second one is going to be a linear burn layer. And then I'm going to clipping mask all of them to the main one. So just hit the picture, hit clipping mask, hit the other one, hit clipping mask. So now it won't go outside our circle. Add layer, and I haven't changed our color. We're still using the base tone. It will go ahead and make a highlight. Now I have my opacity really low, so I'll have to build up my tones. It's not just going to come out bright from the get-go. So we are on the add layer, and this being a sphere, we have a tone here where it's in the highlight, and then on the linear burn layer, think of that being where the shadow is. And again, I'm building it up, and they kind of overlap a bit. Now I'm going to do the extreme. Here is where the shadow is, and then I'll bring this back down, the opacity back down, and just kind of, it'll be as you're leaving where the highest highlight is, it'll start to get lighter and lighter, but it'll never be as light as up at the top here. All right, just go ahead and keep that in mind. We hit back to the add layer, and we can just kind of emulate that. And then at the very top, where it's super bright, where the light's really hitting it, opposite of the shadow, is where our hot spot is. And then as you leave that hot spot, and I'll even go white on this to give it like the light's super hitting it hard. And as you leave that area, it'll start to get darker until you get to down below. Now you can also use your smudge tool to go in between, and I'm going to use the Flicks brush. Now these brushes can be found, and what you also can do is merge it down. And depending on if you're, and depending on if you are, you know, if your sand is in the light, your sand will look lighter. So that's like basic sand, okay? Also, if you want to push it further, you can go up to the magic wand, scroll down until you see noise, hit noise, and then you can control the noise, which will also give it a grainier texture. So just slide across, and then you got sand. All right, I hope that helps. You can also make other adjustments. So you had other things in the sand where it was like tendrils. One of the things you can do is you can use your freehand tool, and just kind of make a selection somewhere on your sand. You hit copy and paste, and you can move it. And then because it's on its own little layer, you can do the same thing. You can do an add layer, and you can hit it with whatever you got. Right now it's set to white, but we can also change that back to our base tone. And we're on the add layer, so it's closest to the light. Oh, sorry. Make sure that it's a clipping mask to that, and then also a linear burn layer. Okay, and mind you, we're still in the same tone. Got the add layer where it's closest to light. Sorry, I'm on the wrong layer. Add layer, closest to the light. And then you can also bring your opacity down to control it a little bit better. And then you can also do the linear burn where it's farthest away from the light. And then you can merge it together if you want. And to move it around, like say it's not squiggly enough, we can go to the magic wand again. There's your liquefy tool here. Down below, the first one is push. Push is my best friend. So you can manipulate it any way you want. You can use your twirl brushes, and that'll also give it more randomness. You can use your smudge tool. Right now it's still on flicks. And what I'll do is, I've already got it merged together, and I can soften it. And that gives it like a graininess, or you can switch it to a whole nother brush. Soft brush is good. And you can get like more wispiness. So these are the basic tools that I was mentioning. And I'm just using the soft brush and just kind of moving the sand around. So that's basically it. If you wanted to, you can make more selections on your base. That way you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And just, whoops. Use your selection tool, grab a piece of it in any way, shape, or form that you want it, copy and paste it. You can move it with the arrow tool, and you bring it down, and you can use, again, the liquefy tool. You can twist it left, and that also can do some stuff for you, and have fun with it, basically. If you have any other questions, just leave it in the comments, and hopefully I'll see it the next go around. If this is too sharp, like I said, you can also use your soft brush, the soft airbrush, and you can use that to, you can, if you don't want to change too much of it, you can just make a duplicate of that layer and just move it around. You know, if you want, it's up to you what your technique is. But basically, that is how I would make sand. You can add more texture to it by using another grainy brush. Flicks brush is good, but also you can use, let's see, we'll use an add layer, and we'll use the, okay, it's not, I didn't put it on there. Let's see, under elements, you can use the water to be like the cracks that you see in the cracks that you see on the stone. And if you really want to do it up, go ahead and duplicate that. You can make it, you know, a little brighter by having two add layers, or you can duplicate that add layer, switch it to a linear burn layer right there, and then bring it down, and it looks like it's raised. depending on where your light source is. So you can either move it up for the raised, or you can move it down or to the side, and it just kind of gives it its own little texture. You can merge it all together, but before you do all that, yeah, you can merge it all together, change that to normal, or however you want to do it. Merge the two first, down to each other so you don't lose it, and then you can merge everybody else. So I hope that helps. You can also, again, use your liquify tool, and you can move stuff around as you see fit. Alrighty, you guys have a great one, and if you have any other questions, I'll leave them in the comments, and hopefully I'll see it and lend a paw. Good luck on your journey, and I hope that your artwork turns fabulous. Take care. Bye-bye.